Hey, it's day 182 of Hey, What Are You Doing Today? Kind of a cool, crisp, rainy, late morning. Um, and it's also the beginning of the second half, so to speak. I mean, there's 365 days in a year, so I can't divide that immediately in half. So we'll go with today, day 182. And it feels really good. It, you know, it's, well, I don't want to get off topic. One thing I wanted to talk about today was I wanted to try to start incorporating a little more validity into these videos at this point. 182 days into it, and it finally hits me that I need to really add a little bit more value to these videos. I think, especially the last few that I've put together have just kind of been me maintaining this element of the project, and not really elaborating too much on what's going on, or just kind of doing it, that would be kind of falling back into that zombie form of lifestyle that I'm trying to eliminate and trying to grow out of. But so I wanted to talk about different things that are going on, and the thing that struck me today, it's just a saying. I picked it up from a book written by Bruce Lee, which I'd mentioned in a few videos, and I'm sure it's has its origin in Taoism. It may even be a Taoist saying. I don't know if it's his original saying or where it comes from, but it's such a powerful saying, and it is. Empty your cup so that it may be full again. And I paraphrasing there. I don't remember specifically the exact saying, but that's what's going through my head right now. Let your cup be empty so that it may be full again, or empty your cup so that it may be full again. And I want to talk about a couple different personal, that can mean anything to anybody, but just on a personal level, what it's meant to me. And I'll start with this morning. My my runs have been a little bit lackadaisical. I've still been hitting them every day, and that's one of my must dos. And it's been 182 days without missing a run. So, that's something to be proud of. I can say that I'm proud of that. 182 days without letting a day go by without a run in some shape or form. However, my runs have been a mile and a half. Maybe a little bit of concentration on speed, but not too much. Just kind of more, again, falling into that zombie, just get it done kind of thing. And it brings a good feeling, and I don't want to take anything away from it. But one thing I notice is that if I do longer or more intense runs, of course, as would be, I'll sweat a little bit more. And I was thinking about that today. Empty my cup, so that I can fill it again. It's such a cleansing feeling to go through a long hard run, and just be drenched in everything that's been expelled from my system, kind of thing. And it's such a cleansing feeling. And I wanted to get 3 miles today. It's kind of a new thing that's going on in my head. Get up a little bit earlier and give myself enough time to get 3 miles, and that really empties the cup. 3 miles is a good run. It's not a run where I'm left. My legs aren't hurting or anything like that. It's just a total emptying of everything, and it's such a refreshing feeling. But I was listening to music, and I thought I was at about close to 3 miles, maybe had just a few tenths of a mile left to go, and I looked down at the distance calculator, and it said I still had a mile to go. And that's one of those defeating things that'll enter into our brains. It's like, oh man, at that point I'm already sweating. I already feel like I've had a good run, and then that little saying, empty your cup, came into my head, and I was like, bam, I'm gonna empty my cup, and so I can be full again. And that little saying got me through to the 3 miles, and that was good. The other thing that it means to me, and this is just as powerful, is I carry a full cup with me of thoughts or beliefs or creeds that I thought were correct. Growing up, I had this overwhelming strength of independence. I had this overwhelming strength of not sacrificing myself to try to make a friend. In other words, not being untrue to myself, not acting a certain way to make a friend. I kind of felt like, I don't need anybody, kind of thing. I'm strong enough to do this on my own. I kind of valued that independence. I kind of valued that, being away from people, and that grew into something. I'm starting to clearly see that has no benefit whatsoever. And I'm not talking about, change, being artificial or being fake in any way. I still, there's an integrity and genuineness, and there's a genuineness and integrity. Those are huge components of the life I want to start leading, the life I want to start living. Those are big elements. And so I still, that creed is still very valid. But the creed of being independent, the creed of almost as if in my mind, other people had no value, I was the only value. And that's a very ugly thing to say, and I recognize that and I realize that. But I also admit that that's kind of what that developed into, that independence that I wanted, that sense of not sacrificing myself. It created a criticism of people. It created a judgmentalness that made my world very ugly. And again, it kind of turned me inwards even deeper and deeper and deeper. And now I'm starting to realize that everybody has a value. Not that I'm starting to realize, I do realize, even things that I might have seen as, just the ugliest elements of humanity. They come from a story. We all have very individual human stories, and there's a validity to it. And I can't just wash it away anymore. I really need to concentrate on focusing on and locating the value in it. Whatever that value may be, whether it's a value directly towards me, or whether it's a value directly towards making the world a more beautiful place, or whatever it is. But what I need to do is empty my cup, empty my prejudgments, empty the creeds that have developed me into this person that I want to outgrow, and so that my cup can be filled again, filled with new and valuable things. So one of the little things that I've picked up along this journey is that if someone comes to me, give them their time. If someone comes to me, it's the ether bringing that person to me, and however things start off, or whatever the situation is, I need to concentrate on why they're really coming to me. What can they get from me, or what can I get from them? That mutual, we're all connected kind of thing. I have to recognize that I'm not just an independent being. Everything is interconnected, and has a valid component in the world. So those are that's just what I wanted to talk about today. Just that element of emptying my cup, so that I can be fully in. And again, there's so many different ways to interpret that. And there's I think each individual one is gonna be valid, beautiful, and powerful all on its own self. But those are the two things that I got from it that hit me directly today was, empty my cup, and completely cleanse my system out every morning when I do my run. It's no longer just a run. It's no longer just completing a goal. It's no longer just checking off the task. It's no longer just an activity that generates a sense of a good feeling of getting the day started with an accomplishment, which that's huge too. Every day I start with an achievement. I achieve the run, every day I do that. But now it's not a run, it's a cleansing. It's me emptying my cup. That's a very powerful thought to what I'm doing now. It's a healing. It's a new beginning. It's emptying so that I can be filled back up with the new nutrition of the good foods that I'm gonna experience today. The new energies, everything. It's just I'm completely clean, completely empty, completely ready to go. That's on a physical level. Now, if I can do it on a mental level, completely, eradicating any judgments, any previous creeds, keeping myself open and empty to be filled with whatever the day brings me. And on a spiritual level as well. I'm not biased by any one religion. I think that all religions ultimately talk about the same thing, but as humans, maybe we misunderstand it so much, or we can't define it so much. Like the Tao is is the thing that can't be named. I mean, that's what it is. God is the thing that can't be named. The ether is the thing that can't be named. It's but it all stems from the same thing. So just a total, I don't know if unbiased meant as a word or not, but a total unbiased notion, a total empty cup as these things come to me each day, whether it be on a spiritual plane, a mental plane, or a physical plane. I need to empty my cup and just keep it that way and allow whatever comes to me to fill that cup, and then begin the next day the same way. And that starts with emptying my cup in a run, a nice clean, totally physically soaked in the sweat of my endeavors kind of run. And what an awesome feeling that creates, afterwards. That accomplishment, that achievement, that energy that a run generates, that good feeling. So I think the next 6 months are going to be awesome. The first 6 months were pretty cool. So anyway, that's day 182. Hey, what are you doing today? Thanks.